In the heart of Mumbai's glamorous film industry, a buzz surrounded the upcoming release of Param Sundari, First Look, scheduled to premiere on July 25, 2025, with rising stars Sidharth M and Janhvi K in lead roles. And backed by visionary director Dinesh V and producer Tushar J, it promised to be a visual feast-on epic love story with bold visuals and haunting music. But behind the velvet curtains of this cinematic dream, a disturbing truth was taking shape, one that no one saw coming. 2 weeks before the trailer launch, Janhvi K failed to show up for a late-night dubbing session. Her manager tried calling her, but the phone was unreachable. The team assumed she was exhausted or perhaps taking a break. But by morning, concern turned to panic. Her driver hadn't seen her. Security footage from her building showed her entering the lobby at 11:37 p.m., but there was no footage of her leaving. The elevator camera had gone dark exactly 1 minute later. No malfunction, no tampering, just darkness. The media spiraled into frenzy. A superstar gone missing weeks before her most anticipated film. Fans trended hashtags demanding answers. Sidharth M appeared devastated in public statements, pleading for privacy and prayers. Dinesh V canceled all promotional events indefinitely. 3 days later, a burnt-out car was found on the outskirts of Lonavala. Inside, forensic investigators recovered remnants of jewelry belonging to Janhvi, but the body was too charred for conclusive identification. DNA tests were ordered. While everyone assumed the worst, the police quietly began piecing together a different kind of mystery. A forensic detail turned everything on its head. The bones found in the vehicle did not belong to Janhvi. They belonged to a man in his late 20s, a man who had never been reported missing. At the same time, an anonymous tip led police to a penthouse in Malad, rented under a fake name. Hidden in the walls were dozens of Polaroids, most of them candid, all of them of Janhvi. Taken without her knowledge, shit sets, restaurants, and inside her building. Among the photos was one of Sidharth M, asleep in a vanity van. As the police dug deeper, they uncovered a web of obsession and manipulation. The penthouse belonged to a former assistant editor on Param Sundari, a man named Veer Ghosh, who had been fired for erratic behavior. He had a criminal record minor stalking charges in the past, dismissed for lack of evidence. Veer had been following Janhvi for months, embedding himself quietly into her life through shared acquaintances. But here's where things took a darker turn. Veer wasn't working alone. Encrypted messages on his laptop revealed an ongoing conversation with someone using the alias DJ25. Investigators connected the handle to burner phones purchased in Bandra, registered under fake IDs. Surveillance records from one of the stores showed a familiar face, Tushar J, the film's producer. What started as a simple marketing campaign had turned into something far more sinister. Tushar, desperate to generate buzz and drive up curiosity for the film, had allegedly orchestrated a disappearance plot with Veer to temporarily remove Janhvi from public view. His plan was to leak just enough to spark fear and speculation, then unveil her safe return with the movie's trailer-grabbing headlines and securing box office gold. But Veer had other plans. Somewhere along the way, obsession blurred the lines. He refused to return Janhvi when the campaign was meant to end. When Tushar tried to pull out, Veer killed one of his own accomplices, someone hired to help stage the false disappearance and burned the car as a warning. Janhvi he kept hidden in a soundproof chamber beneath his penthouse, drugged and unaware of the chaos unfolding outside. The break came when Veer tried to flee the city. A traffic cop on the Mumbai-Pune expressway pulled over a speeding vehicle and recognized his face from the news. Inside the trunk, unconscious but alive, was Janhvi K. She had been missing for 9 days. The trial was quick. Veer was sentenced to life imprisonment. Tushar J was convicted for criminal conspiracy and negligence, receiving 12 years. The film Param Sundari was shelved indefinitely. Sidharth M stepped away from the spotlight. Dinesh V left the country and hasn't returned since. Janhvi has kept a low profile, rarely appearing in public. She has never spoken about those 9 days. But in her eyes, as seen during a rare interview months later, is a quiet strength. A silent reminder that sometimes the true crime stories happen far from the glitz and glamour. They unfold right in the middle of it, hiding in plain sight until it's too late to yell cut.